25. If man is
Yeah, we're not going there. God bless everyone. Welcome to Pine Grove News Live. And welcome to the East Coast. Yep. Southern New England, Northern Connecticut, in the Valley. Well, Pine. Hope everyone's doing okay. 6:05 p.m. here, and it's Friday. God. And it just flew by again. Just like a puff of smoke, man. Just gone. Yep. So, end of the week. Well, tomorrow's the end of the week, but in any case, we're going to get a little bit of news. Some very interesting stuff out there. And of course, the normal, political garbage out there. Cortez embarrassing herself. Demon rats causing trouble, causing sedition, and should all be arrested. My humble opinion. So it is still nighttime, sun's down, and best wishes for all those who are celebrating their Sabbath tonight. That be you. All right, well, let's get going. Let's move on to the news because I'm just tired. I don't know, something about today. Don't know. Let's get into the news because there's some very interesting stuff. Like I said, going over to the big wobble there and strange sounds. And anyways, this is from the big wobble. Record-breaking 2019 continues as the UK is set for the warmest February day in nearly 200 years. This high pressure pulling tropical air across the country. We'll talk about jet streams in a minute too. Let's just see if we're live on YouTube. And we are. I am off. Yeah, nice picture there of the globe with the jet streams swirling around like crazy. Look at that one in the mid-Atlantic they were talking about. So, less than 2 months into 2019, and already all kinds of weather records have been broken. But it's birth pains. Talked about them, the birth pains that are just get more frequent and more extreme as we go on. We'll talk about that in a minute too. There's some records that we've broken, and they've only been broken since 2018, 17, and 16. Things been picking up. Some people say we're already in tribulation. Who knows? I don't think so. I mean, I go through tribulation. We all go through tribulation. We all go through trials. I mean, that's what we're here for, to be refined by the fire. So, I'm just looking at a couple notes here because I know that maybe it's in there or not. Oh, we'll see if we get there. Some notes I've taken on 5G, and now they're even talking about 6G. I mean, we don't even need 5G. We've already got 4G, and it's fast enough for many people. Everyone's saying it's fast enough. We don't need to go with 5G. But they have other reasons for that 5G. So the jet stream is sucking warm air from the North Africa and bringing the record temperatures, making it hotter than Australia. According to the Sun, temperatures could reach even 25 degrees Celsius by April. The hot conditions are set to continue into summer. Well, we'll be praying for you, UK. Don't worry, it's not global warming. It's climate chaos. I don't think that'll help you any, but we will be praying for you. Okay, we'll go to strange sounds. Global warming? Question mark? Yeah, big question mark. Rare storm hit snow. Well, it brought snow to Malibu, Pasadena, West Hollywood, and the Metro Los Angeles. The first time since 1962. Yeah. So light snow has fallen, and this was, well, it's dated today, but in any case, I have heard from World Watchman, and he has put out some news, but he is still down and out with a back problem. We'll continue to pray for him. We've all been through these things. All right, so light snow has fallen at a very low elevations around greater Los Angeles as a very cold storm passes through. I heard it was 20-something degrees, 23, 25 degrees in Northern California. Now they're saying, yes, it snowed in the city of Los Angeles on Thursday, yesterday. Yeah, that's what I thought I heard about it. A rare event creating excitement and confusion in the metro area. Let's see, 62, that would be 38, 40, 57 years ago. Not quite as old as I am, though. Man, that hurts when I say that, because I'm 59, and a lot of people say I don't look 59, but I thank him anyway. Snow has dusted portions of Los Angeles County over the years, most recently in 2007. Anyways, posted Los Angeles County Fire Department Air Operations posted video of snow falling in the Santa Monica Mountains above the Malibu Thursday afternoon. All right, so let's go. Next one, strange sounds. Never seen before. Okay. Record jet stream speed measured at over 200 knots. I heard this a couple days ago. Heard this maybe yesterday. Approximately 231 miles per hour. The jet stream up above about 30 or 30,000 feet, I guess they're saying, over Pennsylvania, and propels flight to 801 miles per hour. So these planes, these commercial planes, I mean, they get up there. I've been in ones that have, been way above the clouds, 30,000, 30 to 35,000 they're talking about right there. How this plane could ride this jet stream and reach a speed of 801 miles per hour. That's just, wow. Hey, Hen, how you doing? Hope everything's going okay with the UK. I heard that you guys are going to be hit, or have been hit, with some hot temperatures in February. So this jet stream, 32 that steers storms, can have a huge influence on our local weather patterns. Weather blog, jet stream hits record speed. Wow. So the jet stream usually maxes at around, they're saying 184 miles per hour. So is that true, Hen? Is it hot over there? More than usual? More than normal in February? Saying, where did I see that? Oh, that was the first one, wasn't it? Yeah. First one here, record break in 2019 continues as the UK is set for the warmest February day in nearly 200 years. That's our number one story. I'm actually in Georgia now. Oh, okay. Cool. What's the temperature in Georgia? It's got to be, definitely warmer than us here. Of course, we reached 50 yesterday. Unusual for February, let me tell you. We're usually dodging snowstorms. Of course, we'll get them in March, and then we'll get one final one in April. That'll be probably the doozy of them all. Yeah, just when you get a couple warm days in April and you think, it's finally over. Finally over. 59 in Georgia. Hey, I could take that, man. That's like Oregon weather all year round, isn't it? 55, 60. 59 in Georgia. I couldn't tell you what the temperature here is, but it's not too bad. If I can go outside, of course, I wear a t-shirt and then my flannel shirt, which I normally wear in the fall when it starts getting cooler. I was able to, have that today. Yesterday, I didn't have that flannel shirt on, though. Not yesterday. All right, so let's get over to here. More extreme weather. More extreme weather. This weather wreaks havoc across Pakistan. 93% above normal rainfall. I mean, aren't they in a monsoon or something season? So what could 93% more normal rainfall be in a monsoon? In any case, 26 people have been killed. 75 2 days ago. Wow. Georgia. I think I'm going to move to Georgia. I wanted to go to South Carolina because I heard, there are some nice neighborhoods there, and people don't necessarily have to lock their doors all the time, and of course we don't anyway, so anybody listening, it's a free-for-all. You need something, you're not allowed to come in my house, but if you really, really need it, there. 26 people have been killed, including thunderstorms and heavy snowfall in Pakistan over the past few days. Pakistan's northern regions experienced the heaviest January snowfall in 48 years, while the entire drought-stricken country experienced above normal rainfall, plus 56%, from January 1st to February 21st. The past 3 weeks, the country experienced plus 93% above normal rainfall. Let's see. What was that? 26 people have been killed. I mean, yeah, it must be, getting all this rain. You're bound to get those, what? Guess what they're going to get? Mudslides, floods. I mean, you don't think that the Lord is trying to remind us of something? You don't think he's trying to remind us of something? Like,
जबकि बलूचिस्तान में तूफानी बारिश और सैलाबी
yeah, well, I don't understand Pakistani, so we can all look at that later. In any case, yeah, something's wrong with me. I don't know if it's the chemicals are now starting to take effect. What it is, early Alzheimer's, I don't know. But today, only once a month, and I have it down pat. Been doing it for 5 years now. One doctor that I see once a month. I have to. Today was the day. And I completely forgot about it. I was rushed out of work with some other things in my mind, came home, and then wife started talking to me about a couple other things. And I really shouldn't have even been home. I should have been on my way to the doctor's. But anyway, they called me up while I'm in here trying to research the news, and Mark. Yes? Mark. Hello? Oh, no. I forgot. I'll be there. You forgot. How could you forget? Anyways, Good thing they still took me. I'm only 5 minutes away, so did about 45, 55 all the way there, and 35-mile-an-hour zone. I have to repent of that. More from strange sounds. Measles epidemic in Madagascar. Now, I've not heard about this in a while. It's been a couple months, but it's a huge thing there right now. This measles epidemic in Madagascar going out of control. More than 900 children and young adults dead despite emergency vaccinations. 68,000 cases diagnosed. That's a couple thousand% increase from the last time we've heard about this. You were talking under 100 people the last time we did a story on this measles epidemic over there. I don't know what's going on, but of course there's been an epidemic here as well, but it's not anywhere even close to those numbers. Madagascar, there it is. I mean, those things you only see about in movies, right? Madagascar. Isolated big island. There on the southern east side of Africa. 926. Wow, that's a lot. Okay, so we're going to go over to the New World Order report now, and title here is Watch Fake Hate Crimes Target Trump Supporters to Push Racist Narrative. Yeah, all I have to say is that it's nothing new. It's been going on since the Ferguson thing over there when had those protests and Black Lives Matter came out, Antifa came out and was formed and all that stuff. And it was all about, what the, what do they call us? Something white people. Privileged, yes, privileged was the word. Every time they talk about a white person, it's the privileged white people. Okay, so. And then we know how that story went. Most of it was just fabricated. It's still being fabricated, especially because, 2 years or more, 2 years, 6 months into his presidency, and he's still being attacked, still trying to be impeached. What do you expect from demon rats, I've even talked to black people. I don't know any, I don't hang around with anybody, but I've talked to a couple black people, and we've chatted online, and there was videos done out there by other black people, and they're just shaking their heads saying, what more is the white man supposed to do? I mean, there's a Rush Limbaugh. He's out there on the AM radio. I used to listen to him all the time. He's on between noontime and 3 p.m. Eastern time anyway. He was talking about those things today. He was talking, what else? Are we going to have to, I think the Democrats are coming out with something like the government, they're going to try and pass bills to where we're going to have to pay for the black person. How do you put it? Anybody who has been affected by slavery. So there's the question. Anyone who's been affected by slavery. I don't know of any black man today. I don't know of any black man when I was growing up that was affected by slavery. Okay, what was that? In 1868, 1870s, something like that, maybe later. Maybe earlier, I don't know. That's when the emancipation happened and the Civil War happened. One of the reasons why we went to war with our own brothers was to free the slaves. But come on, that's just another end around of trying to get reparations or just, share the wealth type thing. I mean, there's no data behind it. There's no data saying that, there are more. I don't want. I guess I don't. I'm not going to go into it any more than that. There's always, hate crimes, and this is the world we live in. People are getting angrier. People are just hateful to each other, totally hateful. And it doesn't matter about race. They're just using that as a springboard or whatever. They're just using it. It doesn't really, some people in my generation, I think it's the last generation, I believe, because my son's generation, maybe there's a little bit of racism there too. I mean, you still have it, racism. It's not has anything to do with slavery. It doesn't have anything to do with us having to, or the black people think that they are owed something, because they don't. There's just a lot of black people out there that said there's nothing more. What else do they want? There's nothing that they can do for us that they haven't already done. Hey, I lost a job back in, early 90s because of this, I forget what they called it, but they had to have a certain amount of people per business. If you had 10 workers there, you had to have at least one or two black people. And they kind of, I even lost my job. Of course, I wasn't permanent. I was temporary, but I was there for a while. A lot of people didn't expect me to be laid off. And I knew it was because of that, because I had to go, at least they asked me to go train this black guy to take my position. I said, you gotta be kidding me. I'm not training anybody to go take my position for what I should be having. So yeah, are they going to pay me for being affected by this movement that they did? I lost a very good job. It's just a bunch of bull. It's just a way to keep each other at each other's throats. And we really need to stop that stuff. It's just ridiculous. But you know what? It's not going to stop. Because this is the time that we're living. There's just too much immorality out there. Too many people thinking that, bad is good and good is bad. I mean, I've seen it in cartoons years ago. And people, think that they're entitled. And if they don't get it without doing anything, then they're going to get angry and they're going to lash out. It's just a dark time right now, that's all. And you should understand that. I hope you do. And we're waiting for our Lord to come back. And these are the signs, of the times that tell us. Go read the Gospels. Go read Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. It'll tell you the signs that you need to watch for. In any case, we'll talk about some more of this a little bit later, but I'm going to bring this out. This is from World Israel News. This was dated yesterday. Launch successful. Israel finally, and they've been talking about it for a while, blast off to the moon. So now we got, U.S. supposedly going to the moon, at least with a lander. You got Russia, and you got China, who supposedly did it a little while back. Now you have Israel on a SpaceX rocket, I believe. Yes. SpaceX successfully launches rocket with Israel's Bereshit craft. And on top of that, they're going to launch miniature satellites. So they got all that on this rocket. So Israel became the first to launch a privately funded mission to the moon, in addition to becoming the fourth country to launch a lunar spacecraft after the U.S., Russia, and China. So they launched from Cape Canaveral Air Force Station in Florida on Thursday night. Called it the Bereshit, which means Genesis. Very interesting. So, there you go. Here's a little clip in there. I have not watched it yet. And I'll leave the link, and you can go watch it. And speaking of space travel, you remember this one? This is from GeekWire. You remember Japan? You know, they launched a rocket, a spaceship. I guess it was in 2016. Anyways, this Japan's Hayabusa #2 says that a spacecraft touches down on an asteroid to grab a sample. So remember that we've talked about that before. That Japan said that they launched an aircraft, a spaceship, and it was its sole mission was to go to an asteroid, go down to its surface. And the picture in here shows a little hole in the ground, what appears to be a hole in the ground, and then they collected samples. And then it's supposed to return, and, you know, I guess we can't even feed our own people, but we're going to go mine asteroids. I mean, only in Hollywood, right? So it successfully touched down today on an asteroid, Ryugu, more than 200 million miles from Earth, during an operation aimed at blasting away and collecting a sample from the space rock. 18-foot wide spacecraft was programmed to expend a yard-long tube to touch the surface, shoot a bullet made of tantalum into the asteroid, and collect the bits of rock and dust thrown up by the impact. So in a series of tweets, the missions and management team said telemetry confirmed that the bullet was fired and that the spacecraft was heading back to its station-keeping position, 12.4 miles above the asteroid. Based on this, we determined touchdown was successful, and so a detailed analysis will now be done. So very interesting. That's an update for that one. So they claim that they're successful. You know, all this little country, I mean, and Israel, of course, they've had help. You know, they had the SpaceX rocket. I'm sure they didn't pay for the whole thing, but in any case, now Japan, you know, with their space ambitions. And of course, you know, we're not going to talk about Iran, who claim they have space ambitions when they can't even feed themselves. Of course, that's due to sanctions, but too busy practicing in the Mediterranean for the third straight time in, I don't know, a few weeks. Show of force, I guess. This also from GeekWire. Virgin Galactic's SpaceShipTwo rocket. The plane carries 3 people for the first time. You remember that? Remember the contest that they had? See who can get into some kind of space travel. So these people won, and you can see what the rocket looks like. I mean, it kind of looks like a rocket and an airplane at the same time. Apparently, Virgin Galactic followed up on the last December's first SpaceShipTwo flight past the 50-mile space milestone, 50 miles up, by sending up its first non-pilot on Tuesday's test flight. Crew member who accompanied the 2 pilots was Beth Moses. You can't make this up, man. Beth Moses. Okay, first non-pilot or whatever, non-crew member, Moses. Chief astronaut instructor and wife of the company's president, Mike Moses. You know, this is the third time I've heard that Moses in the past couple of weeks. Got a guy at work when I work my second shift 2 days out of the week. Because I can't have people there. Adult daycare, people will just be taking my stuff and painting over everything. Anyways, met a guy there who does the maintenance at night, or the cleaning. He's a janitor at night. He comes in there, and his name is Moses. Of course, I haven't got into the conversation yet as why his mother and father named him Moses, how that came to be. But I'm going to ask him before the job's done. Probably be a very interesting conversation. So, okay, Virgin Galactic's test flight of 3 people. So now they're probably most likely going to bring up rich people. Don't know how much those flights are going to cost. I don't remember seeing anything down here about how much that's going to be. There's a short clip in there as well if you wanted to go see that. Okay, so let's move on. Now, I don't know how true this is, but it's not what the U.S. government is going to try and make it out to be, but this is from WND. Maduro's military fires on civilians. 1's dead and 12 are hurt. That's not going to bode well for us. You know, we want to go over there and rescue everyone from starvation over there in Venezuela. But I'm telling you, people, look at the pictures, okay? Show me any people that look like they're starving. I've seen quite a few videos. And I don't think that's what's going on. In any case, 1 person has been killed and 12 are injured after Venezuelan troops opened fire on civilians trying to keep a border checkpoint open for aid deliveries. So yes, they do need some aid because some products that they don't have available anymore because of the hyperinflation and other things that are going on there that other people messing around in their country have caused. And if you want to know the rest of it, you can just ask me. Or go over to Florida Marquis. Not that he's the, key one to go to, but he has a lot of useful information. So the troops arrived at a checkpoint set up by an indigenous community in Capi on Venezuela's southern border with Brazil early this morning. But when civilians tried to block a convoy of tanks, soldiers opened fire, killing a woman named as Zoroda, 42, and wounded 12 others. The soldiers fired rubber bullets and tear gas, and the injured people were taken for medical treatment. The villagers are believed to have been trying to keep an open section of the border so that aid could be moved into the area from Brazil. But listen, folks, the president, the duly elected president, okay? I don't know why everyone here in the political arena are calling this an illegitimate president. There is actually video of people talking about this, and he is their duly elected president. It's the other one, the Gertie or Girdle or whatever you call his name. He's the one that's supposedly some interim president, taking, position as president for some reason. There's nobody backing him. These Venezuelans are still for their president who is in office right now, Maduro. Anyway, so he ordered the border with the country shut yesterday because he's worried about an invasion. He's worried about this aid, coming in under the guise of aid, but is an invasion force, just like we're worried about the southern border. Okay? He is not going to let his country be taken over. He's going to fight. And from what I hear, the people will fight too. I don't blame them. I mean, the biggest reasons why they're in dire straits or missing some, necessities of life. And just think about it. What would you do? I mean, I know what I'd do, but I mean, I couldn't imagine, a day or two without any tea paper. I mean, they had to even go across their own border to buy that stuff and some other personal hygiene stuff. It's because there were sanctions put on Maduro, or how do you pronounce his name? Maduro, because he wouldn't play ball with big oil. But he actually, took his money that he made from oil, selling oil, and he helped his people. He gave the money back to the people. That's what he's supposed to do. And he did it. Big oil didn't like it. United States didn't like it. And so that's what they're trying to do, in my opinion. And I could be wrong, because I've heard one other person anyway, who claims to be from Venezuela, who now lives in the U.S., keeps talking about and against Maduro. Right along with our Vice President Pence and so on and so forth. Anyway, this is terrible. This is also from WND, and these are the times we're in. You need to pay, it's going to be hard to take, but I'm just going to read, 4 lines plus the title. Turkish mom injects an 18-month-old baby with bleach. I want to go over and I want to read you from Romans 1:31. Okay? And these are part of the signs of the times. Okay, Romans 1:31. Without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection, implacable, unmerciful. It's also over in 2 Timothy 3:3, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good. That's what we're living through right now. Because this mother's been jailed after she admitted injecting this bleach and liquid soap into her baby daughter and cutting her with a razor because she felt no affection. She felt no affection for the little girl. What mother? I have never seen any mother give birth to a child, regardless of whether it was one that she wanted or one that was forced on her. Not have some kind of affection or, for the baby. This is the first time I've actually heard of it. She felt no affection for the little girl. Now, she could have had no affection for the little girl and just left her alone or turned her in somewhere. Now, I don't know if the baby lived or not. Doesn't say, but that must have been horrific. And that's not our only problem these days, is it? We got those laws going on now with these pro-abortion people thinking it's all right to kill and murder babies. Yeah, and so while this is all going on, the Democrats spend $60,000 to go to a Beyonce concert. You say, well, that must be pretty expensive. Only 5 people went. 5 given VIP passes during a South Africa junket. So they went to South Africa to go to this Beyonce concert. $60,000 of our money for them to go to a freaking concert in another country. Why doesn't the people get a say about this stuff? I can guarantee you that they would have never been allowed to go on that. But where's the oversight committee for that? Where's the people that, we've got to have more say in how these people are spending money. That's all I've got to say, man. But they're just throwing it away. You know what I could do with $60,000? There's a lot of people that would, have homes, be fed, be clothed. I'm telling you, man. Only going to get worse, so be strong, everyone. California slapped with a $399K fine for trying to force pro-life pregnancy centers to promote abortion. 4 years after California passed a law forcing pro-life medical clinics to promote abortion, the Golden State is now being forced to make restitution. Good. California's starting to pay big time now for some of their decisions. And there have been some really wacky ones. And this state of Connecticut seems to follow suit after California with their wacky laws. You know, like taxing rainwater, limiting water usage. I mean, they're not in a drought anymore, but anyway. So $399,000 they're being forced to pay back. Okay, and this is good news right here. I actually saw this. Good news. End time headlines. Pastor plants church outside Planned Parenthood. Yeah, that'll give him something to think about, won't it? So Pastor Ken Peters of the Covenant Church in Spokane, Washington, believes the church is the only hope for ending abortion in America. I believe it is too. We are the only hope. Us people, us Christians. I believe that we are the last hope. We got to put legs to our faith, Peter said during an interview on the CBN News Network Prayer Link. We got to find the balance between being mean and nasty and yelling, and we've got to find the balance between that and doing nothing. You know, I agree, man. And there's a lot of people, a lot of Christians are talking about this. And we really should be having more prayer meetings, more talk, more discussions on this and what we can do. I think that some people keep after me. I will keep reminding myself that that's what we have to do. I mean, no matter whatever it takes. I mean, like I said the other day, whether it takes, you know, signing petitions and going to, you know, whitehouse.gov and signing a piece of paper, you know, putting your name to it. That's it. Somebody draws up a petition and people go there to sign. And somebody's got to do that. That's probably one thing that I could do. I mean, we all can do something. Speak up, speak out, man. Pray. Pray above all things. So this, also from End Time Headlines, Vermont House passes sweeping no limits abortion legislation. Ugh. So the Vermont House overwhelmingly passed Thursday a sweeping no limits abortion bill that makes terminating a pregnancy a fundamental right and ensues access to the procedure at every stage of gestation. How sad for the East Coast. H57 was approved by a vote of 106 to 36. That is almost 2/3 more for this no limits abortion. That is a sad state to find that we're in. And this East Coast, we're it doesn't shock me. Well, it shocks me, but it doesn't surprise me, I guess. So after legislators defeated a dozen proposed amendments offered by Republicans, including provisions requiring a 48-hour waiting period. Good idea. Parental notification for minors. Good idea. And a cutoff at 24 weeks gestation except in medical emergencies. But I've seen, you know, women come out. I've seen, you know, I've Carlson, you know, I'm on his Facebook page and I get a lot of his interviews with people. And one of them was with some woman, big time feminist, I guess. I mean, she, you know, just stuck out her claws at Tucker this one interview. And he was just trying to ask her, you know, what she thinks about killing a baby. You know, that's especially if it's just born, if it's only 9 months, it's halfway out. What she thought about people being able to kill the babies. And she couldn't come up with any answer except, Tucker, you're not going to be controlling my body. I'm the only one that's going to control my body. It's my body, and I can do what I want. And I agree with that. I agree with the fact that it's her body. She can do what she wants with it. But once that baby is conceived, and now they're saying once they hear a heartbeat, she shouldn't be allowed to do anything with that baby except hold it. It is now not just her body, it is someone else's body. They don't want to hear that. It's in me, so anyways. I'm telling you, man, without natural affection, it just disgusts me to no end, where we become. I knew in the 90s, 1990, when they, named the decade, they named it the anything goes decade. That's when I gave up listening to radio. Of course, all the songs are all made over anyway, the same thing. Everything was the same. It was just getting more vile and nasty and vulgar. I gave up music for a long time because of that. Anything goes decade. It's been anything goes since that time. Probably a little before that. That's pretty bad. So also from the End Time Headlines, and I believe this is, no, it's not the last one, but you do know about the let's go to the 7.5 earthquake in Peru there. And on the west coast, northern west coast, just south of Colombia in Peru. It was reported at one time a 7.7, downgraded to a 7.5, but it's the biggest one we had this year. And you know what? We haven't had any 6+ earthquakes in a while now. It's been at least a couple weeks, it's been probably 3 weeks, maybe more, and we have not had a 6+. I'll have to go check my records, but that's just, preliminary of the data that I've collected. But anyways, I just have a bad feeling that this 7.7 or 7.5, whatever you want to call it, is just a prelude to other earthquakes of maybe that magnitude or better that are coming quickly. And there's all kinds of talk, renewed talk about the, the Cascadia fault line and the San Andreas fault. I mean, they're just waiting day by day because, they're 60 or 70 years overdue now? We've talked about this before. Fox News, Smith, I guess his name is, came out 2, maybe 3 years ago. Actually came out on mainstream media and told everyone that there might be an earthquake, or there will be an earthquake. Boldly enough said that there will be. Of course, there probably still will be, but in any case, I have a feeling that may happen soon. Don't know for sure. I just know that they're going to have I just have the feeling. I don't know anything really. I have that feeling that bigger ones are coming with more frequency. The birth pains continuing. And I just lost everything, didn't I? Everything is gone. Wow, that was strange. Did I say something in particular? I don't know what I said. Whatever. This is the last article anyway. Everything just went blank. I mean, I still had all my tabs, everything, my internet just turned off. It was on my desktop screen, and that was all I was looking at was the forest. Fetal heartbeat abortion ban advances in Tennessee legislature. So, from News Channel 9, a Tennessee lawmaker says his bill to ban abortion once a fetal heartbeat has been detected does not include exceptions for situations involving incest or rape because he does not believe it's appropriate. Republican Representative Michael Van Huss told the House Super Committee on Wednesday he considers killing any child, including a fetus, as evil. The panel, made up of all men, agreed to advance the bill to be heard by the full House Health Committee. Tennessee is among several states considering heartbeat bills amid hopes from some abortion opponents nationwide that a conservative U.S. Supreme Court majority will review the landmark Roe v. Wade ruling and uphold stricter abortion prohibitions. I know, as I hope people are finally hearing the scream from these children that they're murdering. I can't believe that the United States, that there anything come like that here in the United States. I mean, I understand where it's coming from. These dark times we're living in, and Satan and his foothold. After all, he's in control of it for now. Prince of the airwaves, yeah. In any case, that's it, folks. I just want to say, have a great weekend, everyone. Enjoy your Sabbath. Again, like always, I try to be out on a weekend and put something out. I mean, I have so many things that are going through my head that need to be talked about. I know other people are hurting. You know, Christians, it's tough to be Christian. I mean, we're not yet being chased around from neighborhood to neighborhood and being killed, and well, some of them are, but it's not as rampant here. Maybe soon. Let's just hold each other up. Let's protect each other. Let's look out for each other. Check on each other. Make sure everyone's doing okay. And if they're not doing okay, let's pray. I mean, you have to pray. I don't understand why anybody wouldn't pray. There are so many things going on that is so evil that our prayers, these prayers must be given. You know, the Lord said that, that we can defeat these things. Let's get together and start praying and defeat these things. His will be done, of course. But, and we got to get together, man. We can't just sit on our laurels, alone by ourselves and try and hide until he comes. Yeah, something going on with my computer. Don't know what. Yeah. Something is in the computer, so we're gonna have to pray for that. Really, I the last article I had up here just went blank. I had a white screen. It's not like it disappeared before, but just the article disappeared. Then I heard a weird noise. I really did. It was kind of like a raspberry, something like that, but very lightly. This is weird. All right. Well, I have my armor on. I hope everyone, has your armor on. You're going to need them. You're going to need that armor. Go to Ephesians 6. If you don't know what the armor is, go to Ephesians 6 in your Bible. If you don't have a Bible, let me know. If you need one, I'll get you one. It's time to know what armor that you do have and use it. And then with prayer and with armor and with Jesus, ain't nothing going to happen to you. We're going to be okay. We will be okay. We are protected under the blood of Jesus Christ. It's what he came here for, and I am standing firm in that. You all should be, what does somebody used to say? Have an attitude of gratitude, because you all can have it too. All you need to do is believe in it. Have faith in it. God bless everyone. Peace out.